All right, let's get into it. So you guys know why you're here. We are going to be going over the AGI moment that I've been talking so much about on YouTube, that I firmly believe that this is what the direction of the AI space and business as a whole is going towards right now. And I've been kind of at the cutting edge of things here in Cape Town with my team, and a bunch of the guys who you may know from my accelerator program as well. I just absolutely at the tip of the spear on discovering what these systems can do for businesses. Whether you're starting a business, I know many of you are starting, that might be a good thing if you guys want to drop in the chat. Whether you're just starting a business right now, whether you kind of got it off the ground a little bit, or if you're an advanced founder who's really scaling into the high 5 and 6 and even 7 figures. So we've got a bunch of different people in there. You guys all filled out the form. It was very helpful for me to understand who's coming on here, how I can tailor this to be as useful as possible for you guys. And from there, we're going to have this whole presentation and walk you through the system that I've been building. It's over the past 3 weeks, but it's mainly focusing on how you guys can do it as business owners or soon to be business owners with no coding, no developers, no technical expertise. The exact system I'm running right now to run 4 of my businesses from my phone. And that was something that I thought would be absolutely crazy, and you'd never hear me saying that, but we are really living in that world right now. So I've built the most powerful AI system I have ever seen. And I've seen a lot of AI systems over the past 3 years since I got into AI. Being able to run my 4 businesses from my phone, and I'm not going to say that it's completely 100% automated right now. It has been 3 weeks, but there is so much rapid progress I'm seeing in building this, and also the people around me, that I feel like I had to share this with you guys and put it all into a nice presentation like this, so you can see just the sort of methodology behind what we're moving towards here with what I'm calling AIOS, or AI operating systems. I'm getting to the point now where I'm able to run my business from anywhere in the world from my phone. The other day, this is me. We went out, we hired some Porsches here. I love cars, and we went out for a drive with my mates all the way up to visit some penguins. And this is me. We did a bit of a challenge. You guys will see a vlog coming out soon enough on that, of me getting a whole list of things that I had to do for the day and seeing how much I could get done literally from my phone, just talking via Telegram. It was a huge success, and it really shocked me as to just how far I've been able to push the system that I'm going to be sharing with you guys today. Now, as you know, or may or may not know, this is a webinar. I am going to be selling you something at the end, but there's going to be a ton of content in between this. So it's going to be a direct offer on how you can get the system fast-tracked, but you guys can just sit here if you're not up for that, if you're not really financially for that. I'm still going to be breaking down the exact methodology and systems that I have not put out anywhere on YouTube. I haven't put it on Telegram. This is the methodology that I've been teaching inside my accelerator program. So you can come for the content and stay for the offer and see if you're interested, because I promise it is the most valuable thing that I've ever put together in an offer stack. So I really can't wait for you guys to see just how much I bundled in there for you guys. Let me just check in the chat, make sure you guys can still hear me. Yeah, it's tricky because I can't, I don't know if I can, if my audio cuts out, haven't got anyone to tell me. So does that sound fair? Can we get a yes in the chat if that sounds fair? I'm going to give you guys a whole overview of the system, the exact modules that I've set up in my system. And at the end, I'm going to be telling you exactly how you can get basically fast tracked to get that and take all of the hard work myself and the guys here have done. Does that sound fair? Thank you. Let's get to it. So I just want a bit of a temp check-in here for you guys on who's tried using AI in your business and hit a wall. So yes, I've tried and got stuck, or no, you haven't really started. It's going to be interesting to see which of you guys land in those buckets, because getting stuck is quite a common thing. I've gotten stuck a fair amount of times myself, even being an AI business owner. That's just the nature of these things. Yes, yes, no, quite a bit. Semi-stuck, yes. Okay, well, have you looked at automations and tools and felt overwhelmed by the options? Yes, too many choices, or no, I know exactly what I need. Yeah, I think this is a pretty unanimous one, right? Even I get overwhelmed, guys. Like I have to, you guys might have seen my YouTube video a while back, way back when I was maybe 2023 or 2024. I said I've had to stop watching AI news or massively tone it down because I was just losing my freaking mind over this stuff. It just moves so fast, and the YouTube titles are so extreme. Or another one is you hit a ceiling. You tried ChatGPT or Claude or some rapid tool, and you got some initial results, but then things just stopped working at scale for you, and you really like capped out. That's another common thing that I hear. Is that something you guys, yes, no? Like it's good progress initially, and then you just start to run into complexity and scaling, and it just doesn't really scale out to be the be all and end all system that you really are looking for. we want an AI to run our business or heavily help us to run it. And we're totally entitled to wish that. That's the promise of this technology after all. So the gap is really growing every week. So you're stuck between this clearly works. Like, hey, I know I can see in the micro, I can see in these specific examples that this stuff does work, but I have no idea how to make it work at scale and really give yourself autonomy and time back as a business owner. And I've had the same thing where I'm like, great, okay, I've got these point solutions. I've made it work in a various bunch of ways, but I have no way to make it actually work at scale across my whole organization. And it just was always a question in the back of my mind of when are we going to have something that can knit it all together? And thankfully, we're at that moment now. So when you guys registered, I asked your number one question. So I just want to read a few back to you, see if it resonates. I feel like a monkey with a stick pointing at the stars, not knowing what to say. I'm ready to level up. Yes, no, thumbs up. I think you guys can react with emojis on this. I feel like that's a pretty common one. Monkey with a stick pointing at stars. We got another one. I still have to manage all the people in my team, still making long hours, telling people what to do, or fixing the mess they made. Again, yeah, we thought by now AI would have been handling a lot of this stuff for us. But yet, at the end of the day, we're still managing teams. We're still having to get on calls. We're still having to do all of this manual, like HR stuff ourselves as well. Watching call recordings. It just doesn't feel like we've got that. The AI promise has been delivered in the current state. Another one. This person's making over $50,000 a month. I need to get focused. AI is changing so rapidly that I feel overwhelmed and catch myself chasing the next shiny object. So you know this is the future, and you know what I've been talking about if you're here, and if you've agreed to some of those, you know that AI is the future. You know that AI for your business is the future. You just need someone in this case, when it comes to AI operating systems and this new direction that has been illuminated, you just need someone to show you the path. And I'm 10 steps ahead of you at this point on this AIOS path. And my point with this presentation and this webinar is to catch you guys up on as many of those steps as possible and give you the resources you need to be able to really apply this and get some of the benefits, just the tip of the iceberg benefits that I'm starting to get by employing these in my business. So hundreds of you wrote, I'm not technical enough. You literally said in your registration that you're not technical enough. And if that's the case, or you think that's the case, stay on this webinar because you're going to see by the end that that does not matter for the AIOS systems that we're going to be building. In the next 90 minutes, I'm going to be breaking down a bunch of systems that I'm running currently, my intelligence briefing, the complete briefing on my entire business, how I've set up my system to do that for me. All before my first coffee in the morning. I know what everything is going on across my business. I was able to build an entire landing page and lead magnet from my phone. I'll be telling you the story about how I was able to do that. Why your tools that you're using currently are going to plateau and they will never truly run your business the way you expect it to or want it to. The non-technical advantage, technical people with the right modules to install into their system can set it up faster than a developer would be able to without them. And no, this stuff is no longer theory. Not only have I put this stuff to work, I've been doing workshops with my accelerator program already, and we're seeing people building with it. Here's Tyler, for example. He's able to build out his entire lead pipeline with built-in research, drafting outreach messages to them. The whole lead nurturing process, definitely a huge boost for me, just getting started too. And this is why I'm doing this webinar. This is why I want to get this information out, because when you truly get the stuff set up, and even just the first little glimmers, the first thing for me was getting what we'll talk about later, is my data always set up and being able to chat to my data across my business and having it all in one place. There's these aha moments, and it's addicting. It's like the most addicting video game you've ever played in your life, and I can't wait to get you guys basically hooked on this thing because it's like a video game about business and making money and changing your life. It's incredible. So if you guys are new and don't really know about me, I've been in business for 7 years since I left high school. I've spent every waking minute basically working on businesses and building online. The past 3 years in particular have been building AI systems through my agency, Morningside AI. We've been spearheading the AI agency movement since we kicked it off in May of 2023. We now work with Fortune 500 companies, MBA teams, NRL teams, also publicly traded companies as well. So that's what we do at Morningside. That is what we focus on, AI consulting and development. And I'm very, very proud of the agency we've built up there and the clients we've served. I've got the largest AI business community in the world. Some of you may have come from it. I'm the #1 AI business educator on YouTube, and we've launched over 4,000 businesses in my AAA Accelerator program. So just some stats on that. I don't like to brag and say I'm the #1 this, #1 that, but it is the case. And if you're going to stick around and listen to me here for 90 minutes, or even end up buying something from me, you better know that the person you're listening to has the stuff to back it up, and that's really not the case a lot of the time on the internet. And so what I'm showing you today isn't a course. It's what I built for myself, the real system running all my business, and I'm going to show you how to get it. And at the end of the day, if you guys don't really know what I'm trying to do, what my vision is and what my mission is for my career and what I'm trying to do in the space, it's always been for me and my team, I want to do the thing, which was the AI agency. We figured out how to do that, the first people to. Then I want to teach the thing, get as many people to also do this with us, because the agency as a vehicle helps us to get AI in the hands of a lot of small businesses that we couldn't possibly reach ourselves. So we have Morningside AI as the lab, where we do all the work and figure out the model and work with clients. Then we have our multiplier, which is all about education, where we're teaching thousands and thousands of people to do the same. And then ultimately, we are trying to build the tools at the end. So I have a lot of SaaS projects in the pipeline right now. And the idea is that if I can get you into AI business of some sort, this is for the people who are coming from hey, I want to start an AI agency standpoint. And there's a lot of you who are just regular business owners, but this is my broader mission in the AI space. A lot of my money is going to be made in the tools. So unless I can get a lot of you up and running and building successful businesses, there's no way that I could eventually sell you tools. So it's like, I can't win without you guys winning. And that's why Morningside, my agency, all of my education products and the SaaS are so intertwined. And I need you guys to win so that you can eventually become users of my tools, and I can help you to run your business even better with them. So let me show you how this works. We're going to be running through 3 main phases of this. The big picture, why this AIOS stuff is the next big thing. I'm trying to back up my AGI claim here with a bit of the vision, the economics, and why this stuff matters right now. Then we're going to be going into the architecture of how my system actually works. Then we'll be going over some of the proof of the system actually working for me. So the big picture. AIOS is an autonomous AI layer that wraps around your entire business. And this is the most helpful point or diagram that I've been able to come up with to explain this to people. And this is not a new business model, although later I will explain how there's ways that you can sell this as a service if you're wanting to start a business. AIOS is a wrapper around your current business model or any business model. So for example, we have SMMA, AI agency, e-commerce, SaaS, SMA, any kind of business model. That is still the value driver. So you need a business model for this thing to do anything. You need some sort of value creation method. For example, for my businesses like Morningside AI, we do AI consulting and development, and that is where we make our money. And the wrapper around it just allows us to do that faster, but we're more autonomously, so we aren't involved as much, and to scale it much faster and more aggressively without a massive increase in human headcount. So it's a layer, like you paint it on layers, as you'll see. It's a gradual thing that you paint up over and over and over until you have this big, thick AI layer around your company. And I can tell you, like, it's better if I point it out in these next slides, but when it gets really thick, it gets to the point where you can actually run your business from your phone. And I'm starting to see glimmers of that at the moment. And I'm so excited to keep spearheading that and sharing all that information with you guys and the guys in my program. But this stuff to me is obvious as the internet was in 1998. Not that I was alive, but if I was, it would have been this obvious. A better one for me would be as obvious as the agency thing was in 2023. I made one of my recent videos you guys may have seen was based around my most recent one actually, was that like, you can call me crazy now. You can say, oh, Liam, you're creating all this hype, yada, 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 yada. But I've been right before. And if I was just like I was back then, some 23-year-old kid with no YouTube following, and he hadn't called anything publicly before, and he didn't have any experience in AI business, I'd say, yes, be skeptical of that guy. But no, now I'm here. I was right back then. I've had 3 years of experience, as deep as you can get in the space, leading this. And I'm going to be right again. So it's a case of whether you want to throw stones or you want to come on the journey and say, hey, maybe this guy has a better perspective on things than I do, and maybe he can teach me a thing or two. So the good thing is, if you guys are here, I know you're already in that camp. And as I say, pessimists sound smart, optimists make money, and that is the truest I've encountered over the past few years. So the question right now isn't whether every business will run one of these. And an AI operating system will run most businesses. It's when, and it's who gets there first, who gets to reap most of the rewards for this. The starting gun has gone off, and that was me trying to put out on YouTube that like this stuff is it's moving now. Things are going, and you can either sit around and wait, or you can get into it. You can be early to it. The same thing as getting into selling AI to business. Man, it was really hard when we launched Morningside AI, and we had these terrible APIs from OpenAI, and Anthropic wasn't even a thing. When we started way back then, it was hard to start because the starting gun had gone off, and like, hey, okay, businesses are going to need this stuff eventually, but the tools we had to work with it was kind of janky. We had to plug things together. It's the exact same thing now, but you can choose to sit around and wait for it to get easy when everyone else gets in, or you can dive straight in, deal with the challenges, but understand that the benefit you're getting of going in there early is that yes, it is going to be a little bit harder. Yes, you are going to. Well, that's what I'm going to talk about later. Is important to be able to reduce that difficulty level for you, but getting your head around it now is going to allow you to, like myself and like everyone else who jumped into the AI agency boat when I first started talking about it, and I've got some examples later, that's where the money is made. The people early on, a contrarian bet is where the money is made, as I said in my recent video. So in 12 to 24 months, competition is going to increase for basically all services. And I think I have the next slide here. Oh, where is it? This one? Yeah, we can go back to that. Actually, no, this one's probably more helpful. Oh, no, I didn't put the slide in. Damn. There's one more slide that I forgot to put in here. But basically, due to these AIOS systems, it's scary how quick things are going to change, particularly around the prices of services. Now, if you know anything about basic economics, as more people enter the market and are able to more easily deliver services, say take a marketing agency or any kind of service-based business, say a roofing company, when you apply these AIOS systems to it, and you're able to generate leads more effectively, you're able to cut a lot of the teams, you're able to automate your onboarding fully, you're able to automate your reporting and finances, and suddenly all these costs that were fixed at one point are now dropping, and you can deliver your service at a much lower cost. The people over time, the amount of money you can make for those services is going to come down because competition is going to drive the price down. But by acting on AIOS now and making these moves, you can be the first to drop your prices, you can be the first to drop your costs while you keep your prices high. And that gap between the gradual decline in prices for all of your services and products for your business and how quickly you can apply this stuff to get your costs down is that big margin going to want to be eating up. So basically, we need to get this stuff applied as soon as possible before prices start to drop due to increased competition and make hay while the sun shines. And in 3 years, 4 years, I'm going to need to make a video to figure out what really happens. But all I know is that right now, if you're starting a business or running one, you need to make hay while the sun shines and make the most of this massive margin increase that you can get out of these systems. So there's a window here. So if you guys are starting a business, I'm going to be talking a little bit about a one-person business model for using AIOS to not only start your business, but also sell it as a service, which we'll touch on in a bit. Also, if you're starting an AI agency, using this all the way through, I think is the approach we're taking moving forward in the accelerator. How can you start a business on one of these? For the people who are, like I said here, the 10 to 50K and above, you want to be able to use this stuff, reduce your costs, increase margins, and stay ahead before your competitors catch up. And that is the benefit of AIOS for people who are starting and people who are already a bit further ahead. There's a point here also around what we were talking about before about why things plateau and why you need to be using the right tech stack. Is that ChatGPT and OpenClaw and other wrappers, you're going to get a quick lift and things are going to look like they're working very quickly. But over time, as the complexity of your system increases, it's going to crash and it's going to the performance is going to get worse and worse and worse. But when you set it up correctly, as I'm going to show you in this webinar, it's going to compound and compound and compound until, like I said earlier, you have layers and layers and layers around your business and it can literally be run from your phone. And I'm already seeing glimmers of that. So once you build these systems, if you are someone looking to start a business, every business owner is going to need one, particularly the small businesses. I don't really see this moving up to mid-market and enterprise anytime soon. So this is a very interesting point in history for small businesses, and that we can be the ones who are nimble and apply this. And so if you're looking to start a business in the AI space, building a one-person business that's based around using AIOS to start your business and getting a great workspace set up. But then once you've figured that skill out and you really understand what I'm going to be talking about here and the different mental models and layers that you can paint around a person's business, how you can go out and fly out there or drive out in person and work with them in workshop, whiteboard, and work them through the process of getting their own AI OS system set up. And that is a great offer. And I'm actually going to be experimenting over the next few weeks. But if I can charge a ridiculous amount of money to go out to someone's business and do it in person. So stay tuned for that video. So yeah, this is basically what I call AI OS as a service. It's a one-person business model. We were able to learn your AI OS. You use it to start your own business and generate leads and stuff like that. You've got your AI OS running, and it basically does a lot of the work in your business automatically. And then once you've got that experience, you go and sell that as a service, and it kind of loops back around. So you're in this, there's a very special thing in business where you're able to get the product to be the thing that is either marketing your business or running your business. And that means that when you improve your one, you're also improving your product and the thing that you sell. And that's a very, very powerful loop to get into. So this is an important thing for beginners looking to get into starting a business around this that we'll be touching on later. And so in order to see some success with this AIOS stuff, there's three things you need. You need the right tool, like I said, not OpenClaw, not ChatGPT. You need a full system, not just some stripped down wrapper. So it's really important that we get you guys on the right tech stack so that you can see that that exponential takeoff, right? We don't want to use the easy or user-friendly tool in the short term just because you don't have the right information to get over a bit of a technical hurdle, or you don't have help to get it set up. Because once you're fluent in it, it's maybe a few days of teething, and then once you're over that, you have all of that upside to gain. You need to also be doing the right, working on the right architecture, and that's what I'm going to be breaking down in the rest of this webinar. You need to set it up so that your AIOS lets the AI understand your entire business, and it can compound over time. Otherwise, you're going to hit some plateaus, and it's really just never going to get to the point of actually running a business. And I've had so many of my friends who are very successful entrepreneurs, but they're not technologists. They don't know the technical side like I, and they are like, man, I see the glimmers of it. I get why this is such a big deal, but there's just all these really irritating little things that keep popping up, and that's because they are using the wrong tool and the wrong architecture that isn't going to compound for them over time. Of course, and also the right knowledge. So you need to know what to build, in what order, and how to make each piece talk to the others, and that's very important. So the question now isn't whether to build one, it's how fast you can get there. How fast can you get this set up to get the benefits, to be able to drop your costs and make hay while the sun shines? There we go. That was the slide I was looking for. There it is. This is exactly what I was talking about, right? So over time, due to these pressures of AI, and also for products and services, over time, over the next 12 to 24 months, we are going to see prices meaningfully drop across many categories. 24 months, definitely, 12 months, possibly, but over time, we're going to see a decrease in costs for many of the services you like. I mean, look at AI creative services. You look at AI, you look at just creative services generally. You used to have to go to a full creative team, get a shoot done, location, actors. Now it's just a AI image or video generation model, and an agency is offering that like 1,000 creatives for $2,000 a month. That is what's happening in a lot of spaces, and it's going to continue to put downward pressure on what you're able to charge for your products and services. And robotics coming in, it's going to help push that down on the product side particularly as well. So what you need to do is focus on how quickly can I get AIOS set up and installed so that I can rapidly drop my costs to outpace the decrease in the prices of your services that you're able to charge. So you need to get this drop down as quick as possible, as steeply as possible, so that you can make all of this margin for as long as possible. And if you don't, you're going to keep running here and eventually get squeezed out of it. So this is a very important graph to understand of how things are going to change over the next 12 to 24 months. And I mean, you maybe don't believe me that it's going to change that quick, but using that example of the creative industry, kind of as a bit of a what they call canary in the coal mine for what's coming to a lot of other industries as well. So we've got the big picture there. Hope you guys can see why this is such a big deal, the economics of it, how this is going to play out over the next 1 to 2 years, and why you need to take action now, and why I'm sounding the alarm so aggressively for the stuff. Let's get into the architecture of how the system actually works. What mental models do you need to understand to grasp what this system is, and sort of condense the complexities of it down to something simple you can understand. So I see AIOS as a 5-layered system. As for most beginners to get to really getting value out of it, the first is what I call your context OS. And that's ensuring that this first layer that you wrap around your business is it just knows your business. It knows who you are, what your business is, what you sell, what your values are, what your goals are, what your strategy is, things like that. The second layer around that context base and ensuring those context things are always well kept up to date, and that's a key part of it, is the data. So making sure that you are tracking and pulling in all of your data sources from all different parts of your business. I was able to pull in my P&L data from Sheets, my direct revenue numbers from Stripe, my YouTube data from YouTube, my Bitly link clicks from Bitly, and there's a whole bunch of other ones as well, but I just pulled them all in and was able to finally get everything stored in one database, which we'll be talking about in a bit. But it's important that on top of that context, you need to think about this. If you were to train up a CEO or a strategist to come in and help you with your business, they need to know the context at the core. What the hell are we doing? What's even going on here? Who are you? Who am I? What do we sell? What is our current strategy for this year or this quarter? And then on top of that, you layer your data. So what is our data for the past across all the key categories? What's our data looking like over the past 1, 2, 3 months? And how does that relate to our strategy? So that informs it even more. So the data wraps around. Yep, you can all see that. Good stuff. Alrighty. Apologies, guys. Where were we? I think I was explaining the automation step after your intelligence. So you've got your context wrapping on the business, you know what's going on, you've got the data, so up-to-date data about how you're tracking across different platforms, the intelligence wrapped around it, what's going on in the company, how are people interacting, and soon how are agents interacting. And then there's automation. So on top of that, say I have something that I'll show you in a bit, where based off a call that I had or calls that other people had, I will be sent things from my AI agent, from my AIOS, and say, hey, I analyzed this call and it seems like there's a bunch of things that may need to be kicked off, either things that need to be assigned to you or other people, or things that I can even do right now. And so I can assign tasks to Claude and it can go away and it can do the work for me. Comes back to me a little bit later. Or things that completely run autonomously without you. So setting up things, if you are familiar with OpenClaw and things like that, you can set up cron jobs, which are recurring kind of, hey, at 5 a.m. in the morning, do this. I've put layers and layers and layers and layers of these things on to automate parts of my business that makes it far more easy for me to run. So there's automation there where it's trigger-based. There's automation that's like schedule-based. And these are very, very easy to get set up on your own custom system. So you may think OpenClaw's awesome because it allows you to do those things quite easily. In reality, they're not that difficult to set up yourself, and you have far more flexibility by doing them this way that I'm going to teach you. So last one around that is actual output. So out of those automations, what is it giving you? It's my data audit that happens every morning. Is it my AI tools audit that I do every morning? Is it scanning all of my past meetings for the day and analyzing for content ideas and fleshing them out into content ideas? What is the output out of those automations? And that's really what we care about right now. I'm sure there'll be layers and layers on top of this as we build out this and sort of explore this territory. But that is the final thing we're looking for, at least in this scope, is the output. So the reason this works, and every alternative that you're going to face and encounter fails and plateaus, is the context OS, which is that core, the living documentation that keeps the AI coherent as complexity grows. It knows your business, your team, your strategies, and it gets smarter every day. And this is not your average OpenClaw setup. This is a much more advanced context OS that is fully customizable as well. And so when you start to encounter limits, as you inevitably do, like for example, I'm running 4 different businesses at the moment with my system. I need things that represent the Morningside group, which is kind of the strategy that aligns everything we do. I've got Morningside Content, Morningside Ventures, we're our SaaS. I have Morningside AI, and I have Morningside Education. They all need to be kind of tied together, and they have each of their own strategies, but the group also has its own strategy. So I couldn't condense that into something like an OpenClaw. I need to have my own custom context system, and I call that a context OS. So this is, like I was saying, the context OS is how the AI knows your business. What are your offers? Who's in your team? That's a really, really important one that I had to put in about a week ago. Every time my AIOS and my Claude Code sessions load now, it knows exactly who my team members are. That means when it goes to analyze meetings or it goes to look at to-dos that I have, it can start to understand, okay, these people relate to these businesses and these are their roles. Your goals, what do you have me to do? What are the financials? What are your priorities? Your processes, your strategy? All of this stuff is key to your context OS, which means that any actions that your agents take, anything that they write, if you're doing content, is much more aligned with what you're actually trying to achieve. And without it, everything breaks. Agents don't understand, the performance degrades. When you don't have a proper context management system, you will never get to the point where AI is actually running your business. There's another one with this AIOS system, when you're not using some of these other competitors, we're going to be able to run this locally on your machine. So the business data of yours can stay on your infrastructure rather than sending it off to some cloud platform where your financials sit on someone else's server. So I can run this locally in terms of having a local database, and that's where I store all my data rather than pushing it up into the cloud. You can use something like Superbase, but I like to keep it on my machine so I know that I'm not sending all my data off to at someone else's database. And that's a big one. I know a lot of you guys have concerns about how could, yeah, this stuff sounds cool, but how can I actually get the most out of it without risking my business data? How can I do it safely and securely? And that's all part of what I'm teaching and the methodology I'm teaching off the back of this stuff and what I'm sharing with my accelerator members is how to do this in a way, particularly as a beginner, that doesn't end up blowing stuff up and putting you at risk. Because your business is something you put a lot of work into. It's pretty crazy to give it the keys to some AI when you don't really know how to use it. Another great thing about an AI OS system is that the modules are plug and play. Once someone has created a module I define as like a Telegram system or a thumbnail generation system or an AI editing pipeline. These are what I call modules and they're plug and play. So when I do a bunch of work and I find a module that works for me, I've had a bunch of my friends here, Emil and Sadar, and they are building their own modules and we're all sharing them around. A programmatic SEO one that automates the entire SEO progress, an automated a AGI avatar Reels generator that can generate short form content that looks flawless. These things are modules and they're plug and play. So when someone's created it and put a lot of effort into it, they can hand it to you and Claude Code can apply that to your own system and basically just plug it into your business. So when you're coming into this as a beginner business owner, you're not starting from scratch. You can plug in battle-tested systems from people like myself and other community members, plug them directly in and benefit from all of the hard work I've done in refining that workflow. And that's really a key part of what I'm going to be sharing with you guys today. So you build and refine them. Someone builds a module, like say a thumbnail testing or a thumbnail generation system, like I'm going to share in a bit. I can build and refine that. And then I can just hand you a file. I can just hand you a folder and it has instructions on how Claude can walk you through the setup for it. Hey, go to get this API key and bring it back here. It will set it up for you and you can rapidly progress with getting one of these up and running with very, very powerful modules by getting the right modules to plug in, right? It's all about finding the right ones that have been battle tested and created and had the hard work done. The data pipeline is another one. This is what I call data OS, feeding everything into one central database that is a single source of truth. For every report, dashboard, and every AI query about your business. That's that data layer on top of the context. So we want to pull in from all of your scattered platforms. Like I had my business data all over the place, and I was like, I just didn't even cross my mind that I could have it all in one place easily without having to spend like weeks setting up the system. I literally did it in like an afternoon, and I was able to get all the API keys, all the connections to my data sources, pull it all into one database. And now every morning it takes a snapshot of all that data. And I'm starting to build up a historical record of every important metric in my business. And I can instantly query it and write like, what's the connection to this? Write me a report on it. It's phenomenal. And then, as you'll see in a second, I can get that data reported to me daily and do data audits on the stuff like that. So what powers everything for me is connecting to my YouTube analytics, pulling all of my, whether you're doing content on something like YouTube or LinkedIn or whatever, or X, whatever, or maybe you're running ads, some kind of top of funnel thing that is attracting and doing lead generation for you. I've got Stripe, of course, Google Analytics to track all of my websites and the traffic there. For me, school is a big one as well. Google Sheets, where I have P&L data when my CFO is managing that. Bitly link clicks, Fireflies as well. And sure, could you set all of the stuff up from scratch? Like I probably could have a while ago? Absolutely. But how long would it take you on your own to know how to properly set up all of this and get a local database set up that you can actually start getting business insights out of? How long do you think? I could tell you, would it be an afternoon? So that kind of wraps up the architecture. We now know about context OS, the data OS that wraps around it, and how you can get the intelligence layer, which we'll actually be diving into a little bit more. The intelligence layer around that, meetings and things like that, Slack messages, and then we can automate things, and then we get final outputs from that. So now we're getting into the proof. I'm not actually doing a live demo, but I've got screenshots of it actually having been run because it's a lot of sensitive data naturally in this. So I tried a whole bunch of live demos, and I was like, damn, like this thing knows so much about me that I can't not have it show like everything sensitive about my business. So I've taken some carefully managed screenshots so I can actually show you guys this stuff. But example, like you saw before, on Sunday, I was out, I had no laptop, and I needed to create a landing page for this webinar. Actually, it's a lead magnet that's associated with this that I'm going to put a video out later on. Oh, that's my name. It's a lead magnet that I'm going to put on a YouTube video. It's going to give them access to a resource. And I want it to be associated with the same kind of branding that you've seen across this AIOS stuff at the moment. So while I was out driving the Porsches around, trying to take the day off, but also trying to get a bunch of stuff done through my phone, I opened Telegram and sent a message. And I told it, hey, I want to create this landing page. It's going to be based around this resource. I want you to go in and find this webinar web page and the website that it already built using the same sort of approach. Analyze the branding, analyze all of the copy, analyze how I've done it, and then build me up this landing page with this lead magnet that's going to be in the same style as that. So sure enough, it went away, went into my workspace, analyzed the existing website copy, all the design, pulled in everything it knows about the system and about my business and about this AIOS stuff I've been talking about, and it one shot the entire landing page. And I was able to pull this up while I was out on my phone, having some lunch, having a lunch break. And I went home and it was, oh, where is it? Damn, I had the screenshot in here. Oh man, I might have to. I thought I had a screenshot in there for you guys. Well, let's just say it was done. I can probably circle back to that in a bit. It was done in a second exactly as I wanted to, and I was able to deploy that later on. This stuff can create it just as you would have seen on the AIOS landing pages that I've done already. It was able to take that, clone it over to exactly what I needed without having to go in and set up a new funnel and mess around. It just has full access to my business and was able to take that and create the landing page in just a few minutes. Next one, next system that I run is a morning brief. And now this is, as you can see, a pretty tricky one to show because everything in here is quite sensitive. So I had to blur it out. But every morning at 7 a.m., this arrives in my Telegram. Now, this is the stitching together of the layers and layers of context and data and intelligence that we've set up in my system. And it starts with that context about my business, starts with a snapshot of the data, and it looks at what data came in over the past day and how does that relate to my month to date and the average time that the average numbers we've seen over the past 7 days. And we'll combine, look at every meeting that happened in my company. You can see up the top, 74 calls analyzed. This was just a few days ago. It analyzed 74 calls that happened in the day before across all my businesses. And then it gives me a nice summary. Here is it's kind of telling a story, and it goes through and explains, yesterday was a day that was marked by a lot of this, and this. This is the key things that happened. Here's the revenue numbers. Here's the major growth points. And then it goes into a kind of a highlight reel, breaking down, hey, this is things that were great. Here's things you need to watch out. You can kind of see the caution signs. And then some strategic things as well. And attached to this, you can see a full report attached below. It is also giving me a 5 to 10 page PDF report, in-depth breaking down what happened across each department, sales, coaching, new leads at Morningside, full breakdown of all of that I can skim through. And I understand everything that's happened in my business over the past day without having to go into Slack, without having to check in with everyone, without having 6 different meetings in the morning just to get my lay of the land of what's going on. I have this like ghost that's sort of hovering over the whole business and gives me this report every morning. So I know stuff before most of the team knows now. And that's a massive change for me. It also has strategic recommendations because it knows so much about the business. It analyzes that. It actually gives me strategic recommendations. It's like, hey, it's basically a SWOT analysis, of strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. It will do one of those analysis on my business every day and tell me where the opportunities are, where the risks are, and so on. So this is based on 2 layers, the context OS that we have, which is it knows everything about you and your business, your teams, your offers, your priorities, financials. And then it will do a daily snapshot of all the meetings, of all the Slack messages, of all of the data across those channels that we've connected, and anything that I put into voice notes as well. And it will be able to combine those 2 into a daily brief that it sends me every morning in Telegram. So I read this once before breakfast, replace this logging into 7 platforms, checking data, and sitting on every call or checking in with everyone in the morning. And like we know how unproductive meetings can be, and this gets to remove a lot of that stuff for me as a CEO. The other thing that changed my day-to-day more than almost anything is the ability to process calls after they happen. So this one I can show you a bit more. It's not as sensitive, but call intelligence is a big one in that after every call that I am in, so maybe it's me and my content team, or maybe it's me and my education team, maybe it's me and the Morningside developer team, it will give me this call analysis where it will look, knowing everything it knows about the business, using Context OS as the base, and also my productivity system, which we'll get into a second, it can extract out all of the to-dos or suggestions. It might look like a lot, but basically it's looking at, hey, what are the tasks? What's Liam got in his to-dos currently? What project does this fit into and relate to? And then it says, hey, it looks like here's a bunch of tasks that were meant to be there. And I know we've kind of had this stuff for a while. Most people didn't actually get it set up, but it's also looking at strategy notes. Hey, going back to Context OS, looks like there's some major strategy changes that happened in this call. So I can go back to after this, I will leave a voice note where I'll just dictate into it. And I will say, go through the tasks. Hey, yes, that one needs to be added to my to-do list. That one needs to be added to the project. Don't worry about that one. That's nothing to do with me. Don't worry about that one. So I get to manage my inbox, ensure that I'm not trying to hold on to a bunch of things in my head that I need to remember to do. I can automatically add those into my system by like kind of screening them here just by voice note. It can track the things that I'm waiting for. And if there's any major strategic changes that it picked up on, again, knowing everything about the business using Context OS, I can say, yes, that particular part of the strategy needs to be updated. And then it will go and update the strategy docs so that everything else downstream of that is going to be aware of those changes in strategy. And this is what I mean about having a custom context system in order to allow you to scale the system. That's probably why if you've had any issues in getting more scale out of, say, OpenClaw or something, it's pieces like this, custom pieces that you need to be able to build around your own workflows. And I mean, core bits of business intelligence management like this that need to be built in so that this thing can scale long term and always be aware of the current strategies and also your current projects and tasks. So this is a massive one for me. I just go in here, voice note, respond to this, and I move on. And I don't have to worry. I don't have to worry if I'm remembering 6 tasks. It's always in my productivity system. So I voice note back, update XYZ. Another one, idea to finish thumbnail without waiting for a designer. This is something I want to be sharing with you guys as well. This one is the faces are, I'm still getting a bit better on the faces, but I posted a video the other day using one of these thumbnails. I believe it was this one here. And this was entirely generated by AI by me. And this is a really irritating bottleneck for me is the thumbnail design process. It has to go back and forth and back and forth. By sort of laser focusing my attention as a founder, I get to solve these bottlenecks one by one and start to free up capacity and break these bottlenecks down by applying the automation methods of building an AIOS. So I've made a big list. You guys might have seen my video on YouTube. I've got a big list of things. And when I have some free capacity, I'm just laser focusing on, okay, I'm going to get Claude Code to help me to automate this piece. And I go through the process and I test and I iterate and I iterate. And that is the skill that I need to teach you as a person who's building an AIOS. But this is just one example. This was like the first attempt at me replicating a specific style of whiteboard thumbnail, and it aced it. My creative director, Sean, who usually does these kinds of ones, he was really impressed. He's like, man, that's freaking awesome. So that's just another one, thumbnail design. I also built an end-to-end content pipeline that is really helpful for managing a high scale and high volume of ideas as a creator. So I can just put a little amount in the go on Telegram, and if I have an idea, I can go, oh, yeah, I want to create a new content idea. I give it a bit of information. It says, hey, do you want to develop that more right now? If so, it would take me through an idea development workflow to flesh it out from what I call a stub out into a full idea that's ready to go into scheduling. I can go through the whole thing here basically, but there's a very clearly structured content pipeline that allows me to go from idea, store it in the database, don't need to worry about it, and then develop them and schedule them in batches when I need to. I've also got things that ensures that my content is properly aligned with my messaging and my recent types of videos by scraping the latest 7-day context window of all the content I put across all platforms. And I found this has been the secret sauce, the special ingredient to allow me to really scale up my AI content creation and planning. Is by having the right data sources there available. Not only does it know the context OS and everything about my business, I layer on top the data. I also layer on top stuff about how I write scripts, how to position myself. And this has been a massive unlock for me, is building out a really highly contextualized content workflow. That one's, we've had an instant issue on that one. What was that? What was that slide? I think that's just the content pipeline. We can move on. Another handy one, I have a thing on the back of my phone called Applaud. When I'm out in the go, I can press a button and I can record and talk to it. And then when it's done, it'll automatically get sent to Applaud for transcription. It'll come back, end up in my intelligence OS. And so I can always query those, and it will actually dig through those and determine if there's anything that needs to be put into my to-do list or into my content database. So this is a very handy one for in-person meetings and on the go. And it's a great asset that I found that I haven't really heard anyone else talking about, is those in-person meetings or the brainstorming sessions or the ideas when you're out and on the go, or you're at a conference, all that sort of stuff. So everything that I just showed you, you're about to find out exactly how you can get it. And all the hard work that I've put in and a bunch of guys here with me have put in to create a system that gets to this point where it's able to do a large portion of my admin for me with the media or with the daily brief, but also be able to help me to massively streamline and cut down parts of my key processes that I'm responsible for, like my thumbnails. I've got an editing pipeline as well, which I'm working on. And that's something that's going to really unblock things. But I want you guys to understand that when you get up and running on this, your job as a founder then becomes, okay, what out of my 100% of capacity, how much you might be spending 80% of your time now on must-dos just to keep the boat floating. What you can do with these systems is gradually just chop, like laser focus that 20% of time on, okay, how can I unlock more and more and more of that? How can I do the thumbnails and the editing? How can I do the scoping of my agency? How can I do the proposal generation? And you just start to free up more and more capacity until the must-dos to keep things afloat is 20%. And you've got all this free capacity to just be hitting on new initiatives and actually progressing the business forward. And I can tell you it's exhilarating when you finally get that bandwidth, and this thing can help you to do it. So this stuff is really just scratching the surface. I've got, like I said, AI video editing, AI landscape monitoring, auto-generated dashboards, Slack intelligence is plugged into it as well. System just keeps growing, and every improvement I make, you're going to be able to get. So this is a breakdown of the plug-and-play modules that I have in my AI operating system. My daily brief, meeting analysis, voice capture, Slack monitor, Telegram setup, the daily check-ins, my getting things done system, which is, I think that was the slide that was missing, is my getting things done system. So you guys may have seen my YouTube video where I've talked about taking the Getting Things Done productivity system, which is a proven one, a massively popular book. I took that and I mapped that to a productivity management system within my AIOS. And now that manages my projects, my areas, my tasks, all through the Telegram chat and things like the inbox that I showed you before, where I can say, okay, yes, push those into tasks. Now I don't need to worry about, I've tried all these different productivity management systems, and they were never flexible enough for me. I finally found something that I, as a founder, I can just dump all my brain into. I can say, great, let's plan out tomorrow. Here's what I did today. What's urgent? What needs to be taken care of? I can plan it, and within just a few minutes, I know exactly what I need to do, what the state of my current other projects are. So it's seriously a must-have it as a founder at this point. Data and content-wise, I've got modules on auto-collecting my data, how to set up dashboards, the content pipeline that I've been really refining over the last while, AI thumbnails, and also soon to come AI editing. So these are the modules that are built out currently, and these are what you guys are going to be able to get. They're battle tested at this point as well. So roadmap, we've got the big picture, the architecture, and the proof, and we've wrapped with those up now. Can I get a thumbs up or a hand up emoji if you guys are still alive and breathing? You guys are still with me? Do we have any questions? Does it work for WhatsApp? Yes, it does work for WhatsApp. We would take some cues at the end. You guys are here. Great. Thank you. Thank you. Is that all making sense? You guys see why I'm so excited about this stuff? Like, the thing is, you guys, you're asking all these questions. The answer is yes. And when you actually learn how to build this stuff, and it's not a steep learning curve. I've literally sat here with people completely non-technical, and they've learned to build this for their own business, and now they're off running. The architecture section was when I talked about the business model being in the middle, and it wraps around it, and then you've got the context, data, intelligence, automation, and output. Okay. So you guys, I hope you guys can see why I'm so excited about it. And it really is a case of you need to change your beliefs around it. You need to start to believe that anything can be automated. It's just, can you be bothered to automate it? So like AI editing, end-to-end editing, AI editing, you would say like, that seems like a big stretch, so that I can put in a raw file and it comes out the other end edited with motion graphics and B-roll and cutting and music and sound effects. That is literally the depth of the workflows that can be automated now. And it's heavily assisted by Claude Code. Right, so by asking it the right questions and using the right prompts and commands, like the ones I'm going to give you guys access to, it can take a non-technical person through, hey, let's figure out what you're actually trying to do here. Let me go and search the web to find YouTube videos or articles or GitHub repos that have the answers and have a tech stack that we can use. All right, let's keep going, guys. We've got Q&A at the end as well. So let's take a step back for a second and just do a bit of a recap on what we covered. If you guys came in a little bit late or we dropped out in that drop there, we've seen the future of that every business will run on an AI operating system. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. and that there is a closing window around those profit margins that we need to get to this stuff quick. Like, I mean, you guys can do whatever you want with the business at the end of the day, but I'm just letting you know this is the dynamic that's going to play out. This is why I'm so serious about it. That's why so many other people are seeing this as well and being like, okay, we need to move on this. I've given you a breakdown of the system, the 5-layer architecture that's running my 4 businesses, why that context OS is essential, wrapping the data around it, wrapping the meeting and Slack intelligence around it, and how that all piles into handy features once it has all of that context and can pull it in when it needs to very handy things that allow me to run my business with much less overhead and admin, like the daily brief and my inbox management, to-do list management, project management, etc. I've given you examples of the real demos. I couldn't do the real demos, but you saw the screenshots. You saw what it looks like when it sends into my Telegram. I built it from built the things that I've done, like the lead magnet from my phone, and I'm able to get up and running my business before breakfast. So now you're probably thinking like, yeah, that's cool, but I'm not technical enough, or it sounds expensive, it sounds hard, or I wouldn't know where to start. And I know that the most common one out of all of the submissions you guys put into the applications for this was I'm not technical enough and I don't know how to build it. And that's a completely valid question. And I'm going to be explaining how you can get over that hurdle. Just leap over and sail over it like it wasn't even there. And also a bit of skepticism around the stuff. Like, I've been burned by those promises before around having these AI tools that would solve these problems for me. Honestly, when I got into this, I've been so used to going into these loops of getting excited about something and then making it progress. Like, for example, I tried to build out a Life OS on Notion. I was really like, wow, I could automate a lot of this. I could do Notion MCP and this and that. And then you hit a wall. And then you start to like lose faith in it. And before you know it, you've wasted all your time on it. This one was different for me. I still went into it skeptical, but as I went, I was like, I'm actually ticking stuff off here. I'm actually meaningfully giving myself more capacity to work on the things I really want to. And I could finally see the light at the end of the tunnel, and it wasn't actually that far away. And that's what I'm really trying to get you guys to the point of getting that aha moment, like you saw Tyler at the start. Even though he's just done a few things, that screenshot I gave of an accelerator member, even if you just got a few things going, you start to see, oh, whoa, like I can see where this goes. But this one actually works, like I said. And I've spent the last 3 weeks with other experts here, absolutely drilling into the business problems that I've been facing for years now and seeing them basically fall apart at the seams. The progress that I'm seeing in the stuff is staggering, and that's why I'm making such a loud noise about it. So, oh, have I got the other slide yet? Yeah. So you have 3 choices at the moment. You can wait and sit on the sidelines while others apply this. People in this room, many of these guys are going to be taking action aggressively on it, I'm sure. As you can see in the chat, everyone's quite excited about it. They're going to apply this, they'll build the business, and I'll take that premium pricing window. They'll be able to slash their cost. And I mean, slash. I'm going to make a video on YouTube soon about, I see there being a big bloodbath coming for small businesses, in terms of small business employees being just absolutely decimated and being the first real AI layoff event. And that's not pretty. That's not the case. Ideally, wouldn't be the case. But when I talk to business owners around here that I'm hanging out with, and they're like, man, I in like a few months, I don't know why I'm going to need most of the stuff. And so that is really what's going to happen. And the outcome of that is that the business owners are going to be able to scale harder and make more profit for the next while. Again, you wouldn't really want that outcome, but that is what's going to happen. And all we can do is be real about what's going to happen and be a realist, and then make our decisions off that. You could try to do it yourself. And that, of course, is an option that many of you have probably tried up until this point. You can venture into the storm of YouTube tutorials from people who aren't actually running a business with this. There's a lot of experts running maybe just like a little school community or something, and not actually running multiple different types of businesses. So whether you're an agency owner, I can relate to that. Whether you're running an educational info business, I can relate to that. Whether you're running a content business and you're doing content anywhere near the scale that I'm doing it, that's a business in itself. That's got sponsorships and revenue and all sorts of stuff going on. Or it's SaaS, and I'm managing a product that we're developing, actually 2 products at Morningside Ventures. So I've got the full spread of things, and I'm trying to actively build AI systems into each of these using this AIOS methodology. So you could venture out into that chaos of YouTube with everyone's, I mean, I don't even need to say it. You guys know what I mean. Just the absolute chaos of tool versus tool versus tool, or this is crazy, this is insane. Or you can try to stumble through OpenClaw and try to get that to work, but keeping it hitting into ceilings. And honestly, if that's the path, I say good luck to you, because you are going to need it. The other option, the third option, is to get in the room. Get these pre-built modules like the ones that I've put so much effort in over the past 3 weeks, hundreds of hours at this point, I clocked a 17-hour day on the keys. I probably should have put a screenshot in here. 17 hours full blocked on my time tracker, just sitting at the desk. And that is what me and these other guys here have been doing, and just pouring our brains into getting these systems working. And you can benefit from all of that hard work by grabbing these pre-built modules that I've already done all the hard work for. You can plug them in. You can get coaching. You can get community. You can get one-on-one dev coaching to help you when you get stuck. You can automate 60% of your business. And realistically, if you really apply yourself, 60 to 90 days. And I do not say that. I say that with a straight face. That if you apply yourself and you get in the right room and you have the right pre-built modules to apply, in 60 to 90 days, you can have 60 to 70% of the current tasks you do automated or heavily delegated to your AI systems. So I felt like this was a pretty strong visual for you guys. Waiting is just not really an option at all. Figuring it out alone is very much like we have there. And then getting in the room is going to be walking with others, walking down this path with me and thousands of other people like the ones we have in this room towards being able to actually have that dream that we wanted with our business, which isn't a job, which is something that allows us to enjoy the freedoms of life, to take trips when we need to take the morning off if you feel like it. That's really where we're going if you take that path free. So the obvious answer here is getting in the room. And that's what I'm going to talk to you about right now. So the first step to that is my AAA accelerator. And no surprises, that is what I've been focusing my effort on, and how to put people into this program to be able to walk through the AIOS methodology that I'm teaching there. We are the #1 AI ranked business program globally, and I'm making a very deliberate effort to get us at the tip of the spear of making sure that you guys and people in my community are the first ones to adopt this and the first ones to benefit from it, and also the first ones to teach it. So what you guys are going to be getting in there, and I know, hear me out for a second, because there's a whole lot more that comes after that. We've got the proven business process for setting up your own AI agency. So whether you're looking to start, it's going to be done through our proven program there. We have a 2-track curriculum for people who are non-technical, wanting to be a consultant or a builder. We have a community, which is separate to my free one. We have dedicated success managers for all members to guide you through your journey, making sure you stay on track. And we have events and communities. You guys may have seen the event I had here in Sydney and also in Cape Town as well. So it's basically a business accelerator program for those of you who are looking to start a business. You want to get a business model, remember, you need a business model, and then you can layer around your AIOS around it. So for those of you who are new, the accelerator start an AI agency blueprint with heavy AIOS threaded throughout is what you guys will get. But that's not what you're going to buy today. That's what you're getting. That's one part of it. But there's so much more that we've added on just specifically for this AIOS stuff that's coming out, so that you guys, whether you're wanting to start a business and you want to get that part of it, or you're a business owner coming in and you're like, I don't necessarily need to start an AI agency, but I want all the source on this AIOS stuff. And that's what I'm going to be explaining as well. So there's a few things you need to be aware of if you choose to go alone, and versus if you were to come into a community or a program where you're getting the right modules to plug in, you're getting one-on-one dev coaching, which I'll explain in a second, and you're surrounded by a community of people who are also doing it as well. So the security risk, how much would it cost if you were to have some kind of security risk and leak your business data and run into a big whoopsie there? When your entire business is handed to an AI, like mine basically is at this point, there is a real risk for that. And there could be massive downstream costs for you if things don't go well. There's also developer cost. If you were to go and try to hire a developer to set this stuff up for you, it can be $3,000 to $10,000 a month. And I'll tell you that as an agency owner running an AI agency, these guys are not cheap. They write code, but they're not going to understand the strategy, and there's going to be a gap between you and that developer. Also, what is the cost of a confusion loop? If you're getting stuck in 6 months bouncing around, missing that window of YouTube tutorials and stress and free tools and going down the wrong path on a thing like OpenClaw, you can build something that will actually last forever or last for a very long time, rather than building something that breaks and you have to start over. And that ties into using the wrong tool, right? If you have to start on the wrong tool and you start building your house up on the sand, when you could have been building a lot on the rock the whole time, and being able to get something that can actually scale and eventually get to the point of running your business for you. So these are the costs that I wanted to point out for you guys if you choose to take one of the other paths. And like if we tried to add these up, the security breach cost is going to be unquantifiable. Developer is going to run you $100,000 a year. Confusion loop is going to cost you 6 to 12 months. And if you get the wrong tool, you are going to have to start over from scratch. Now, so the base price there for the accelerator, and if you hear me out, there's a whole lot more coming. The base price and the typical price for the accelerator program is $5,700. And as we're going to see, it includes the modules and dev coaches and things like that. But that's not all. What is this actual outcome worth as well? Like I've said, I've poured in hundreds of hours, as have many of the guys here, thousands of API costs, and you're going to get the pre-packaged modules that Claude Code will walk you through step by step to set up so that you can get the stuff in your business as well. But forget what it costs us to build. What is real entrepreneurship worth for you if you're able to get to the point where you run your business from a phone? Like, what is that actually worth? What if, like, if you get to experience what I did, you can watch the vlog when it comes out, but to be able to actually run your business from a phone. One second. Would it be worth, what would it be worth to never miss what's happening across your business again? So this is what I'm going to walk you through right now, but we basically have a value stack here for you. So you're not just going to get that accelerator base there. We have a ton of other stuff to get through as well, including the one-on-one AIOS dev coaching that's going to allow you to, as a business owner, always have support there when you need it, specialized developers to help you step by step through implementing this when you get stuck. You're going to get all of the plug and play modules that I've just gone through. You're going to get the Telegram setup, the intelligence engine, the data pipeline, and you're going to get the daily AIOS workshops with me that you guys will have seen in the Telegram. I'm in there every single day, walking people through how to set up new things that I'm discovering, and we're actively exploring this as a community. So if you stack that all up, it's not cheap, but you're actually not, these are all bonuses. You're not going to pay any more than the accelerator base. In fact, you may even pay a little bit less, as you'll see in a second. We also have payment options. So if you guys aren't in a financial position to be able to pay all up front, there's going to be options for you guys to pay in splits because I want to make sure you guys can, if you don't have things up front, then you can still get in here. So those are split options. And also there is a bit of a catch here in that if you guys want to get into this stuff and be part of these daily workshops and really where we're innovating on this stuff at the cutting edge right now, in the accelerator, this intensity isn't going to last. I haven't been sleeping. I haven't gone to the gym. I haven't left the house. I can't keep doing this forever, guys. And so I want to, over the next eventually 3-4 weeks, be able to go back to some sort of normality. But the intensity of these next few weeks is really key to be in the room when that happens, because I'm going to be doing these workshops every single day for the next at least 2 to 3 weeks, sharing what I'm learning at the cutting edge of this with the community, and we're going to be building it and sort of at the tip of the spear. So we're also going to be, if you missed that window, you will have to watch the recordings instead of being able to build alongside me live and literally ask questions. I'm always answering the questions in the Q&A on those workshops. We're also going to be restructuring my accelerator. So there's going to be new tiers, higher price points. What you guys see as the offer today is not what it's going to be like in future. Now, let me show you what else this comes with, right? So it's not just going to be that accelerator base. There's a ton of other stuff that I'm loading on there for you. So one-on-one unlimited dev coaching. You have your own AI developer on speed dial. And this is by far one of the most valuable things about program. And it has been for years now. We have expert AI developers that have been on calls with thousands, literally thousands of development help calls for AI agency owners. And they are able to help you to get your AIOS set up. So whether it's in between workshops and you're struggling with something, or you've had an idea and you want to scope it out, you can literally get one-on-one dev time with an experienced AI dev. And these can cost $150 to $200 per hour if you were to get it individually or outside of the program. So by having this, we have some people who really hurt my pocket and use a lot of this, but that's what it's there for. If you need it, it is there always as a business owner or someone looking to start your business. If you're looking to do the agency route as well, starting an AI business through the accelerator, that is there for you too, of course. And it's very essential in scoping projects out for your clients. Just end-to-end development coaching is one of the most valuable things you could have when you're starting an AI business or building an AI operating system. The dev coaching covers stuff like architecture planning, being able to whiteboard and plan out your AIOS, what to build, what order, how it all connects, live debugging. If you get stuck, they can walk you through it. Step-by-step walkthroughs. If you're not technical, they can give you a very, very easy walkthrough. And if you want to adapt things to your specific business model, then they'll be able to help you to do that as well. So that alone, if you do the maths, it's around $6,000 if you do a sort of conservative number of calls over the next 6 months. And that's what the accelerator contains, is 6 months of access to unlimited dev coaching. And not just dev coaching, there's all my other coaches there as well for sales and outreach and things like that if you need them. Then you get the intelligence suite. So if you remember the daily brief, the one that tells me everything happening across my business before breakfast, you will get that as a plug and play module. And that includes meeting intelligence, the living documentation system, which I haven't touched on here, but it's really important to allow you to scale the size of your AI operating system without it forgetting things. Documentation is essential, a little bit too advanced for this workshop. AI Landscape Monitor is another one that aggregates all the AI categories daily for me to ensure I've always got the best AI models to build with whenever I'm building anything in my iOS. I've also got a diagram and visualization engine that is very, very powerful for turning plans into visuals for you. So that is valued at $7,200. So bringing our running total to 13.2. The Command Center Suite is the Telegram system that allows you to build everything into the Telegram so you can do it on the go. Landing page, building from your phone, on the go, with a text message. The full system that I've had to teed and work in over the past few weeks to get to the point where it's super powerful and can do everything that I could do on my computer with Claude Code and with my iOS. But on the go, you get that entire setup, and it's a very, very particular setup for maximum power when you're on the go. That includes iOS Command Center, my getting things done productivity engine. Like I said, for managing your projects, all of this is already dialed in, ready for you guys to plug and play. It's been proven to work by me in action, running these 4 businesses, and that's how I know it works. Also includes all of my best slash commands that I've created custom, like slash explore, which is by far the best thing for beginners and non-technical people, and saying slash explore, hey, I want to do this. Can you help me figure it out? And slash explore contains instructions for your Claude Code to walk you through a technical exploration that anything you can think of, it will help you to scope it out and then to go through a phase of being able to build it for you. And that explore one is so freaking powerful. It's essential for non-technical people. And I've just seen the people that have been working here with me be able to do incredible things like build out their own AI WhatsApp or AI Instagram appointment setting system just by following the explore command and working with that. That's 4.5, bringing our running total to 17.7. Then we have the data and content suite. So that thumbnail grid, the content pipeline, and the data collectors that are firing and collecting all that data for you, you're going to get all of that bundled up and ready to plug into your AIOS to save all of the hard work I had to do to get that working for me. So we've got your business data pipeline, how to automated collectors to pull in data from different sources. You're going to get the auto-generated dashboard so that you can create your own custom dashboard. It'd be like the mission control for your business. And it's going to be your single source of truth. You've got your content intelligence pipeline that I use to generate or to write content, to capture a concept, walk all the way through to being fully fleshed out and ready to film or to post. My AI thumbnail and packaging system that I showed you before. What's the cost of a thumbnail editor? There you go. How much does that guy cost you a month? An AI video editing system. I have my V1 live, and that is going to be dropped in the accelerator within the next week or so once I've got it through the final teething phases. All of this is included, saving you basically a video editor, a thumbnail editor, and also having the ability to track your content out properly. And that can be basically like having a content strategist, because that's what the prompts in here have. So that's up to 7.5 and a running total of 25.2, and I've saved the best for last. You get to build your AI OS live with me every day. And that is in our workshops, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm doing workshops every single day. Today, I just did my office hours, so I was just jamming out, answering questions. Past 2 days, I've been walking through Context OS, Data OS, getting that set up. So the workshops is really the core of what we're doing in the accelerator to spearhead this, and we're getting hundreds of people showing up to those, and it's really, really a great time to be surrounded by people who are as excited as I am about this stuff. This is not pre-recorded. This is going to be live with me in the workshops. As I'm actively exploring stuff and learning things, I'm bringing it and sharing it live in those workshops. And if you're a late joiner, the sessions will be recorded and they're going to be packaged into course material, but it's not going to be the same as those live workshops where I can help you directly with answer your questions and your business problems. So just those workshops alone, we valued at $3,000. So our final total is at 28.2. So that gets us to the screen that we had before. The accelerator being the 5.7, and that is all you guys are going to pay. In fact, a little bit less. And we have the unlimited dev coaching, the plug and play modules that are going to allow you to get all the benefits of all the hard work I've done. And those workshops is at 5.7. And so there's a few guarantees that I want to make clear here for you guys before you even think about purchasing. Guarantee number 1, you will never be stuck alone. This can be big and can feel scary when you are starting this stuff as a business owner, but you will never be stuck alone in the program. We have unlimited dev coaching. You have daily workshops with me to check in, a dedicated success manager helping you to go through the process, a community of thousands of other people who are doing this as well. You are surrounded by support. You're surrounded by other people in your position and surrounded by people who are further ahead of you to help you and come back and make sure that you can follow the steps that they've been through. Secondly, guarantee number 2 is you don't need to be technical. Using things like the /explore command I talked about before, and Claude Code heavily, just knowing how to use it the right way, and the dev coaches to walk you through everything step by step. Machines are going to do the heavy lifting for you. I seriously, seriously mean that. With the right prompts and steps, this thing will be able to do anything you want it to do. The workshops are also there to walk you through layer by layer through building your AIOS, starting with, it's important to get the sequence right, because when you get the sequence right, it can eventually help you to do things much more effectively. Guarantee number 3 is the complete 10 workshops and use 5 dev coaching calls, and you get a full refund if it's not for you. Now, this is exclusive to the webinar. Guys, you will not get this anywhere else. I have not made this offer anywhere else. But this is how confident I am that we'll be able to help you set up your AIOS, whether you're starting a business and you want to start an AI agency by using an AIOS to heavily assist you and use it to create a one-person AI agency, or you're a business owner wanting to come in here, maybe you're a bit less technical, but you're really excited and you actually have the most to benefit from this stuff. You already have a business up and running. You have the things to you can optimize that system by putting that layer around it. If you go through and you actually watch and complete the 10 first workshops that we have, which is step-by-step walking you through the different layers that you need to build up, if you can complete those, and you also use 5 of our dev coaching calls, and you're still not happy, and your AIOS is still not up and running, then you'll get a full refund, no questions asked. Because at that point, we don't deserve your money, we haven't helped you, and that's completely fine. But I want you guys to know that by using these and by using our resources, if you're not happy at any time, you have a full refund waiting for you. And I want to make this as reduce the risk completely for you guys, because I know you guys are going to have that aha moment, like we saw with Tyler before. Man, I've just done this, this, and this. I connected my data sources, and like you're going to be so excited to keep working. A refund will literally not even cross your mind, and that's really the point where I want to get you guys to. So I'm not asking you to take my word for it here. I'm asking you just to try it. I'm trying to de-risk it for you so that you can have that aha moment. And after that, if you're not seeing it, you get your money back. And that's completely fine. It wasn't for you. And maybe you can come back a little bit later and try it when when your business is at a different state or something. So here we go. This is where you guys can go check it out. I do have a little bit more to talk about, but for now, I'm not sure why that keeps popping up. This is the link that you guys will be able to go to. Let me just make sure. Yes, Liam Watley. That's claim V2. But that page is all working for you guys. Go on there, just have a scroll around. I'm going to keep talking. There's a bit more. We can jump into a Q&A, but I want you guys to go onto that page there. I want you guys to have a scroll around, see everything that's on there. It's a bit of a refresher on what was on that the office stack I talked about before, everything you guys are going to be getting. Let me make sure that this page is actually working. But yeah, aios.liammotley.com. I will even put it in the chat for you guys. Oh. Sean, if you're on the webinar, can you put that in the chat? Or I don't know if I can pin it. But on that webpage, you're going to see a bit more information about it. There's actually a limited number of booking slots, guys. So you guys probably be quite quick so you can get those bookings, because once they're out, I have a different offer for you guys. My sales team has only got a certain amount of capacity. So go on there and have a look around. You can go down. I'm going to give you guys a little bit to get acquainted with what's on that page there, aios.liammotley.com/claim-V2. Don't ask me about V1. I'm just making sure that this web page is working. You guys able to find that web page okay? Works for you guys? Right? Awesome. So just a little bit of context on the guarantees. So as I said, that webinar only guarantee of your money back, no questions asked. If you've done the work, done 10 workshops and done your dev coaching, that is only valid for this webinar. The countdown that you see there is the countdown for that. But because I want you guys here on this live thing, this is actually not going to be available for anyone else, anyone who's watching the recording. I have a special increased guarantee. If you scroll down on that page, you will see, oh, wait, no, we shouldn't be on. Hang on, we should be seeing a separate page for you guys. Hang on, don't click through to that, because we have, 1 second. Sean, can you go grab me my laptop charger, please? I have another addition to that guarantee that is going to make it even sweeter for you guys. 1 second. Excellent. One second, page not found. You guys okay? So if we click through to one second, guys, I'll just get you the most up-to-date link here. Just actually, it's because the time's gone over when it expected, guys. Let me just roll this back for you. Make sure you guys can get the correct booking link there. Just got to get my Claude code to figure that out. But anyway, while we're waiting, I will give you guys can just pause and have a look around on that page, get acquainted with it, because I do have an extra bit that I want to add on for you guys that is exclusive to you guys as live viewers here. And that is that, where we got it. I go next here. There's a special webinar only guarantee for live viewers that I want to walk you through now. So you're going to get for just that 5,700. You also get all of the bonuses on top of that. But next, this is for the live ears only. And so anyone after this is not going to be able to claim it. Literally when this live ends, if you have not claimed this, then you cannot get it. There are going to be timestamps on when you took action. And if it's after this has ended and after the Q&A session's ended, then you're not going to be able to get this extended guarantee. Now, my team told me I was crazy for doing this. Let me just make sure this is working. My team literally told me that I was crazy for doing this, but I wanted to put it in because I know it's going to get so many of you over the edge to start moving towards applying this stuff. So once I leave the slide, I can never mention this stuff again. This is only for you guys as live viewers. The recorded guys are not going to be able to claim this. Where it is? Where is it? The guarantee is exclusive to this webinar. Oh, we have it. And that is that, as you'll see on the webpage in a second, once I've updated it. If you go through as a live viewer now and you're able to book in a call or you're able to purchase through one of the links, you will not only get the webinar exclusive guarantee, which is going to be the 10 workshops and the five calls with the dev coach. And if you're not happy, you get a refund. If you purchase right now or book in right now, and you're still not happy after those 10 workshops and those dev calls, then I personally will hop on a call with you and get your AI OS system working. And I know that sounds crazy, but that's how confident I am that with the materials in there and with the help that we're going to provide to you, you guys will have that aha moment and be so excited for it. So let me just double check that this is working for you guys. Again, internet going slow. On that web page there, we have a one-time discount for people who want to pay in full, and we have a deposit. So if you guys maybe are getting some funds ready, or you want to put a deposit down before you're able to put the full pay down, you need to move some money around. But this, remember, like I said, you've only got 20 minutes left until I wrap up this and the Q&A, which we'll go into in a second. But you can get instant access using the full pay here, and that's actually going to be a discount from the 5.7. So if you're able to pay upfront now, and you're going to get the accelerator plus all of those bonuses, you're going to get priority onboarding, you're going to get access to the accelerator immediately, and you'll be able to literally catch my workshop tomorrow. I'm going to take off an extra $600 USD from that link there. Let me make sure that these links are working for you guys. And if you paste in the chat. Let me just paste this in the chat for you guys, see if I can pin it. Internet's really struggling here, sorry guys. The chat, yeah, see if I can pin it. I just put it in the chat, guys. I'll go back to the link. I'll go back to that screen for you guys to see the link. There you go. Ignore this. I don't know why it keeps putting this on the end. Let me see if I can edit that actually. Yeah, there we go. There you go, guys. That is the correct link, aios.liamotley.com/claim-v2. I'll keep putting it in the chat here for you guys as well. Go onto the page, you'll see the different. Not showing in the chat. Can you guys not see me posting that? Oh, to hosts and panelists, to everyone. Sorry, here we go. Boom. There you go. Can I pin that for you guys? Boom. There you go. And yeah, okay, guys, also you'll see there's a monthly cost. And that is just at the end of your 6 months, it will have an ongoing $500. You can cancel that at any time. That's only for people if they want to continue with the program and keep getting that unlimited coaching that's added on. So if you're happy with the program and you're done with it, you do not need to pay for that $500. That's just sort of registering your card on that. And when you talk to your success manager, they check in with you before the end of the 6 months is up. And they say, hey, by the way, this is coming. Do you still want support? And we basically have to reclose you on this to make sure that you guys actually want it. So we're not just going to charge you out of the blue. We're also always going to check in with you to make sure you're keen for that extension. So don't worry about that. That's just it saves us having to do a whole lot of admin down the line. So we just check in with you. So if you guys see on there, we have that exclusive. Oh, 1 second. So not only do you get that webinar conditional guarantee, guys, like I said, you're going to get that guarantee from me if you're able to purchase within the next 15 minutes before this thing ends. I'm going to do a Q&A in a second here just to answer some of the questions. Yeah, you guys in the accelerator, if you're already in the accelerator, you of course get access to the stuff. But we have the deposit. And if you are to go through a deposit and you put that down, then one of my team will reach out to you in the next 24 hours. They'll be saying, hey, here's a link to book in your call to finish off your onboarding and collect the rest of the payment. Make sure that you're all aligned and you're clear what you're getting into. That's what the deposit flow will look like. So you can jump in there. You'll be able to book in a call within the next, or you get a link sent to you within the next day. And then you'll be able to pick when you want to hop on a call with one of my team to finish that off and get into the program. But if you want to get that extra discount now, if you want to save $600, and you want to get instant access to the program and be in the priority queue to get in and meet me on my next workshop tomorrow, then there is the full pay link there at the discounted rate. And that's going to mean that after you've purchased, you will get reached out to by one of my team, and they will be saying, okay, great, you're ready to come in. Let's get you onboarded. 1 second. Any questions, guys? Yeah, and you will be charged in New Zealand dollars, guys. My company is in New Zealand. I am from New Zealand, so you'll see it in New Zealand dollars. It's just the translation of the US dollars into New Zealand dollars. Um, oh, Casey, it looks like the deposit is the wrong price now. Let me get that changed. Any questions here? Yep, 1 second, guys. Let's just get touched up. And let's do a little bit of a Q&A. I'm just going to make sure you guys are all clear on what we're getting into. So after the deposit, the remainder is due. Yes, that is how a deposit works, guys. There will be a check-in. You'll get an email from one of my team, and they'll get you on a call with one of my team to find out a payment plan that works for you. Make sure you're all clear about what you're getting into, and then you can go from there after that. But it's, of course, a non-refundable deposit. That's how a deposit works. But yeah, that'll be the deposit route in, and then there's the instant access with a one-time discount. So again, even less, but you're going to get all the plug and play modules that I talked about in here. And that webinar conditional guarantee of money back if you're not happy. But right now, if you guys are in the next 15 minutes are able to, and I'm looking at the timestamps and your transaction will be timestamped, there's that special offer that my team told me I was crazy about. And that is if you are going through those 10 workshops and you do the 5 dev calls and you're still not happy and you still don't have that AIOS up and running to a point that you're like, wow, I see this and I'm getting value out of it, then I will personally hop on a call with you guys to get you over the line. All right. That is, I kind of hope not too many of you guys claim that. But I'm so confident that this is going to work out for you and you're going to get that aha moment using the resources that I've got in there. And just by hopping on the workshops with me as well and the guys, that's why I'm willing to put that on the line, because I know that ultimately I'm not actually going to have to do many of them because you guys are going to love it so much. Okay, guys, it should be the, if you check on the deposit link, guys, that will be updated there. Sorry for the confusion there. We have obviously the conversion rates messing around with that. So your deposit should be correct there. just refresh the deposit page if you guys are there. And let's do a couple questions while we're waiting. Can you resell this as a B2B product? Correct. Yep, that's what the AIOS as a service is. And that's the kind of one-person AI agency business model that we're going to be teaching to you guys in there if you come in for more of like, I want to start a business and I need an offer. Deposit is still the same. Let me double check. In the accelerator program, is it possible to get help from my AI sleep tracking app? Yes, you can do anything you want in there because we have the dev coaches. They can help you spec out and plan out the whole sleep tracking app. They'll can point you in the direction of how to build it yourself. And then when you get stuck, you can come back and get on one-on-one calls with them to get that debugged. So yeah, guys, update on the timer here. So yeah, good question asking about the guarantee. What right now, that live only one that the people watching this replay are not going to be able to get is that Liam guarantee on top of it, right? So that's for you guys only in the next 15, 13 minutes who are able to either put your deposit down and lock in all these benefits, because that's essentially what you're doing here. You're locking in this webinar offer that I've got for you that stacks all of my the dev coaching, all the plug and play modules, the AI OS workshops as well. That's what you guys are locking in on that deposit. It's like, yes, I want to claim that. And also, of course, if you're doing this within that time frame before things cut off, that means you're also claiming that Liam guarantee at the end of it. If you wait and you do it after that, then you are not going to get the Liam guarantee. But for the next, as you can see on the timer, at 72 hours, you guys are going to be able to get the webinar guarantee on that. So right now, there's a special Liam guarantee for the next 12 minutes. After that, you have a window to get your things in order to make a decision, because within that window, you're going to be able to do the webinar only guarantee, which is the 10 workshops and the 5 dev coaching calls. And if you're still not happy with your progress, you'll get a full refund. So that's what you have for the next 72 hours. What you have for the next 12 minutes is that plus calls with me if you get stuck and you're still not happy, right? Any questions? I'm just checking the chat here. Some more general questions would be good, but any things to work on here? I'm in. Awesome. Sandra, great to have you in. I'm in. Maria, awesome. I mean, I can't wait to get the stuff in your hands. I put things into a markdown or a folder for you guys, and you just like pull it down and plug it in. I gave away my Telegram system to my accelerator today, and already within a few hours, people were saying, "Hey, I've got the full Telegram system set up now." Working on the deposit, guys. Not sure what's going on there. Seeing if it's just on mind or. And my internet here is not really cooperating. Can you do this for WhatsApp? Yes. The great thing about AIOS is that you can connect it to whatever you want, right? So my go-to is Telegram because it's a lot more programmatic and you can control it way more. It's really, really well suited for this. Sherilyn, welcome. Great to have you in there. Mac Minis and OpenClaw, that sort of stuff we'll discuss on workshops. There's a bunch of nuance to it. Duration of the accelerator is a 6-month program. So you guys are going to be able to in there for 6 months. You'll get all of the dev coaching support and every kind of support that we have in there. Access to the workshops that I do. Well, like I said, the workshops aren't going to last forever because I can't keep the space up for long. But you get 6 months of access to have full support from our coaches and your success manager. What happens if I pay the deposit and for some reason I'm not a good fit? Will I get a refund? Yep, that's what you're checking in with my team for. If we think that, hey, look, we don't like at the end of the day, I'm going to tell my team, don't sell people the whole package if I'm going to have to get a call on them eventually because they weren't a good fit for it. So there is a little bit of checking to make sure you guys are a really, really good fit. And this is from a place of love. I don't want you guys to be spending money on something that you can't get the most value out of. And there's an incentive for me to not want to have to get on 100 calls because we brought the wrong people into it. So we will check in with you, make sure you are actually a good fit before we take a sort of payment plan out. And the payments we have 2 pays and 3 pays, and that price is a little bit more if you're spreading it out naturally. Is there a link to hop on a call with someone from the accelerator? Yep. If you just want to hop on a call before even making a deposit, I can get yeah. So the deposit link should be 500 New Zealand dollars, guys, if you can't see that. What timeline is the payment plan on? It's a monthly installment. So if you choose the two pay, it's over 2 months. If it's a three pay, it's over 3 months. And so I can maybe pull up that thing for you there if you guys aren't already on the link. Um, yeah, I can go back to the payment plans things for you guys if you want to see that. Also, there is the AIOS Inner Circle. Guys, I completely forgot. If you scroll down, if you guys are a high level entrepreneur and you want to be part of what I'm calling the inner circle, I actually have 20 spots, limited 20 spots for people who are making 50K per month or more, and they want to be in a private Telegram group with me, guys like Emil and Sadar, who are here, top graduates of my program. You will literally be in a group of absolute killers who are running large businesses and actively scaling. So this is for those of you who are in that 50K, 100K, multiple hundreds of $1,000s per month. If you scroll down to the bottom of that page, there is an application for the inner circle. There's a bit more information on that page. I highly recommend if you fit in that category. If you guys are actively running a business at that scale, you have slightly different needs to the beginners. And I'm basically putting together, I'm hand vetting every single person we let in there. There's only 20 spots and you get direct access to me. It's like I'm your personal assistant in there. We're going to have one call per week with that 20 person group. There's that basically Telegram helicopter support from me, Emil, and Sadar. We're going to be able to help you to like think about how to implement AIOS throughout your business. And then we've just got a group of other killer entrepreneurs for you to network with and to share your systems, pass those modules around. And of course, as part of that inner circle, you get all the plug and play modules to get you up and running. So if you want to scroll down to the bottom there, the inner circle link is down the bottom. And that is for the guys and girls who are already running their business at some higher level of scale. Let me go back to the Gamma for you guys. And I will show you the payment plans. Oh, there it is. No. There we go. Payment plans, if you guys are worrying or concerned, that is for US dollars. You will see New Zealand dollar numbers at checkout. And don't worry, the conversions is done correctly. But we have 2 pays and 3 pays, and that'll be obviously split over 2 months or 3 months. And if you guys want to hop on a call, and you're still completely on the fence, we only have like 4 or 5 minutes left before that live only offer is locked in. I will send a call booking link in here for those of you who are still on the fence and you want to jump in, but you haven't made a decision finally, and you do want to have a chat. Oh, let me see. You can actually book in a call with with one of my team, and they will do a full exploration of are you a good fit for this? They can answer real questions. So that is only going to be valid for another 5 minutes. That will still mean you can lock in all these benefits and that Liam guarantee and the webinar guarantee. But you'll still have a window afterwards for the next, like I said, there's a 72-hour window after this where you'll be able to come back to this page. You'll be able to either purchase your deposit or your full pay with a discount. And it'll also be a booking link that you'll be sent through your email as well if you want to book in a call and just have a bit more of a discussion before you jump into things. And I completely understand if that's the case. But guys, I'm so excited to get you in and work with you on this. We're going to be at the tip of the spear on this stuff. And as you can tell, I'm pretty fired up about it. With the monthly subscription, I still get access to all the coaches. Yes, you do. And I believe you still get your success manager as well. So you get success management and coaching, and that's part of what that ongoing cost is. Again, like I said, you'll always be checked in with your success manager before the end of your 6 months. So that ongoing cost is cancelable at any time, and you're not charged that during the subscription, right? You pay your upfront, and then you are not charged until the end of it. So, and you can have a chance to cancel. Anthony, mate, I appreciate your confidence, and I'm going to be in there. You can talk to me. We can work this thing out. I can make sure that you get the right guidance on this. And look, this is what business and success is all about, guys. Is making a jump. I cannot tell you. If you trace my success back, it goes back to buying a bloody Tai Lopez course. And it's like that was what got me in the game. And in this case, I have the business experience, running an AI business, 7 years of entrepreneurial experience, and I hope I have more hands-on, and I absolutely know that I have more hands-on business experience that I can share to you and all the people in the accelerator program. So, Anthony, I'm looking forward to seeing you in there, mate. Minimum age need to be to subscribe? No. If you just turned 15, I'd recommend you book a call in a second. just to make sure you are a good fit. So I'll drop a link in the chat in a second, guys. If you're selling this en masse, how would you maintain the quality like you do in the accelerator? Well, the workshops, we can obviously have a lot of people coming to the workshops. We have dedicated success managers, and we have success management, so you're always going to get your success manager. We have coaches. We have plenty of bandwidth on our coaches, so that whenever we start getting too booked up, we bring in new coaches. So we always expand to the scale that is needed to support the amount of people we have. What timeline is the payment plan on? You guys should be able to see that on screen there. Can you have your AI OS do stuff on your existing software with APIs? 100%. Anything that you can think of automating or hooking into is possible with these systems. And that's what the like the /explore command is. It'll walk you through step by step how to think about it, what you want out of the feature. Minimum age. The link top on a call is not working in school. 1 second, I'll send the call booking link in here. I'm just waiting for it from Casey. If one uses this AIOS using WhatsApp versus Telegram, is WhatsApp API more expensive? No, there's not going to be the massive cost from the WhatsApp API. You can literally build your own custom app for it and send that and send your, like that's probably where it's going to go. We'll be creating custom apps for should I be worried about the security of the system? That's a whole thing in itself, and I'm doing a workshop in the accelerator on security, so I couldn't really cram it into this. Deposit, David, great to have you, mate. Let's go. How do I access the course? So like I said before, if you are, we have 2 minutes, guys, to claim that live benefit where you get the check with me at the end if you have gone through those 10 workshops and 5 dev calls. Got 2 minutes left because we've got to wrap this up. You guys have got places to be. And I've had a pretty big day here. You'll be able to access the course if you paid a deposit. You'll get a link sent by email with a page to book and finish off your onboarding. And then once you're in the program, they'll onboard you. Then, Sean, I think you got a text message. And then you'll be in the program after that onboarding. After you book that call, they'll do that directly on the call. If you have purchased upfront and you've done the discounted upfront there, then you'll be able to get access. We'll be reaching out to you immediately after you start your onboarding. So it'll be within the next 6 to 12, depending on the time zones of my team and how who's awake right now. But it will be, you guys are on the priority list for that. On a tight budget, what happens if I miss payment? Look, we're humans. We understand stuff happens. If there's emergencies or if there's things, we are, of course, allowing in certain circumstances, of course. But if it's not good enough of a reason, then we do have to be like naturally kind of stern on that to make sure. It's also to hold you to your commitments as well. You committed to do this. We're here to help you. And if you want us to help you get to success, sometimes that means being clear on like, no, mate, you committed to this. But of course, if there's a disaster or something really dangerous or sad happened in your family, then that's something we can work out, and it's done on a case-by-case basis. What's the price per month that you must spend on tools and tech to run it? So if you're just getting started, it can be anywhere from, and we've just hit 9 p.m. For me here. Guys, I'll give you you've got another 30, 40 seconds to go through and click on that link in order to claim the live benefit from me here. So that I will hop on with you directly if you are not happy with if you've done 10 workshops or 10 of the workshops and follow those steps, and you've done 5 dev coach calls, I will be hopping on with you personally. So what was it? Second, guys. Yeah, the price per month for tech, you can get the starter plan or like $50 per month plan on Anthropic, and you hook that into your Claude code, and that's all you really need to get going. You'll jump up to the max plan for $200 a month. AI Builder Bootcamp still relevant? Yep, no, that's still good to build up those skills. Again, you need a business model, you need a way to create value around it. So learning the skills to build is still a good thing. And it's definitely how you're going to be. It's how you're going to be making your money ultimately. That's the service you're going to provide, and you're going to wrap your AIOS around it. What time of day are the live trainings, please? They move around when we are accommodating. We do up to one that was, there we go. Guys, if you want to book in a call and you're still on the fence, everyone, with one of my team and you're not able to make a deposit and you want a bit more information, you can book in a call with my team here. I've just put that in the chat. That's going to allow you to. It is 9 p.m. now, but I will allow you. I'll give you actually another 5 minutes, up to 9:05 for me. If you've booked in your call on that link by then, I will still honor the Liam bonus on top of that, the Liam guarantee. So that is there for you guys in the chat there. That's going to be to book in a call with my team, and they'll be able to walk you through, hey, this is a good fit for you. If you're still on the fence, you're not ready to commit to a deposit or a full pay now. Already paid, Sonja. Awesome. We'll be getting you in there ASAP. I'll see you on the workshop tomorrow. Back to the question around Australia time zone. When I'm back in New Zealand, which I live, I'm much better and much closer to where you are time zone wise. Might be a little bit tricky for, let's say, the next 2 weeks, but that's just the case because I'm traveling at the moment. But I try to tailor it very much heavily to the majority of people who are going to be Europe and America based. But you can still watch recordings. Can you hop on a call with someone? Yeah, Jeff, for sure. Jeff, if you just look at the link I put down in the chat, you can hop on a call with one of my team. And yeah, if you guys book on that link, you will get another 3 minute. I've got another 3 minutes, and we'll be looking at the timestamp on those calls when they're booked. If they're booked within the next 2 minutes, you've got 2 minutes left. I'll include that personal guarantee from me that I'll hop on with you guys to get things over the edge, because I want to make sure you guys are getting the value from this. And maybe there's just been a little bit of an alignment issue and you weren't able to properly connect the right data sources or something. That's what I'm going to be there for, to catch you guys if you're really struggling with this still after a few weeks in the program. Paid the deposit. When should I expect the call? Awesome, Carlos, mate. Big step in the right direction. You will be reached out to via email. We're going to send out an email blast once the deposits have come in. Within the next 12 to 24, you'll get a link to go and book in your the next step for you, which is to hop on a call and get the payment plan set up, or your full pay, or whatever you want to do. Had a client meeting in the middle hour where you actually showed off the system. Is there any recording? Yes, we will be setting up a recording for this. Just give me a second to do the sort of the tech side of things. And Christina, the price is for the price is for New Zealand dollars. So the $8,500 is in New Zealand dollars. So that's the discrepancy between the USD cost. Yep, Sandra, if you paid a deposit, then the team will hop on a call with you and you'll be able to figure out the payment plan after that. Do I need to pay for just to start a call? Dominic, no, you can book a call in right here. And yeah, we've got 1 more minute if you want to book on that call. And yes, the discount, Monica, is going to be valid for the next, the $600 discount is valid for the next 72 hours, but you're only going to be able to claim, you've got 1 minute left to claim the Liam bonus on top of that. And after that, it's going to be just the webinar guarantee. So you're still going to be fully up for grabs, like fully entitled to a refund if you do those 10 workshops and the 5 dev calls, and you're still not happy and you haven't got your AIOS up and running. But that discount is still going to be there until the end of that 72 hours. What do you recommend if I don't have any money right now? What would you do at this stage? It's a good question. Well, honestly, man, starting a business isn't cheap. So I would recommend going to get a job of some kind, saving up at least like a few $100, and then making the most of that money to apply to using AI tools to start up your own AI agency based off the stuff that I've got, say, in my free course on school. But that is going to be very much the slow path compared to what we're doing here. And I don't have the time or bandwidth to be pouring AIOS information into my school. That's purely for the builder and the consultant pathway. Paid in full, Colin, mate. Awesome. I'm so excited to see you in there. Looking forward to the onboarding call. I will get my team to reach out to all of you guys who have paid in full as soon as possible. I'll get that out literally after this. I'm going to be on them and we'll be getting out to you guys so that you can book in your onboarding calls. For you guys today, I'm not sure. Today for you in the UK must mean it's like 8 p.m. It'll probably be tomorrow, Colin, and we'll get you booked into your onboarding call. You can probably book into it tonight if we can get the link out to you soon enough. I just need an answer to do the deposit. Larici, welcome. Financing options. There should be a Klarna button on checkout for you guys. And the $500 thing, you will be checked in with your success manager before you before it ticks over and starts charging 500. You don't get charged 500 throughout any of the 6 months. It's only a recurring thing that we set up for you after if you want ongoing success management and also a coaching access. Peter, appreciate it, mate. Jeff, if you're coming into the program, no, you don't need to do the school course. We've got you covered in here. If we already put down a deposit, do we need to get on a call now? My team will reach out and they will put they'll connect you with a booking link, and then you're going to be able to book in to finish the onboarding for you, set up a payment plan if you need to, or just be able to do the full pay then and there. Financing options, as I said, Klarna should be on the checkout. If not, then we have the split pay options. Deposit done. Chris, great to have you, man. Why are you using Claude Code and not Claudebot? Well, if you're watching, you would have known. Amir, it's not the same, and it's definitely not the thing that's going to be able to run your business. David, great to have you, mate. Thank you, guys. Seriously, putting your trust in me like this means the world, and I am. You have no idea how fired up I am to be able to bring this to business owners. The experience I get when I help people to understand the stuff is just freaking awesome, and I'm so excited to be being at the tip of the spear with all of you, and bringing this to businesses and using it to start like this is a small business renaissance for us. It's never going to be easier. It's never been easier to start a business than with this stuff here. So I'm grateful. So many of you guys I know have been wanting to start businesses for a very long time, and this is the time when it's never been easier than this. And if I can teach you to build your own AIOS to help you start it or to scale your own, that's going to make it a lot easier. I'm not sure if Klarna would have popped up for you guys at the checkout. That may be a regional thing, but that may pop up. Would you sell dev tutorials on how to do AIOS for those of us interested in doing something similar? No, I don't really sell just courses because like just a pure course like material. I see it needs to be well, I like the community effect of having people in the community. It builds a stronger ecosystem effect for everyone involved, and also success management and coaching is such a key part of this stuff. I know people run into technical issues. That's just how technology works, and that's why we always have our one-on-one coaching. I booked a call on the open slots, guys. Those links, the link that I put here is not for your onboarding. That is for if you're still on the fence and you're not sure if you want to make a deposit right now, or you need a bit more clarity. That call is an alignment call with my team, and they'll walk you through if it's a good fit for you, and answer any questions you have. Kermo, sorry, Matt, I didn't see your questions. Where are they? Jihad booked a call. Yeah, guys, seriously, if you're still on the fence, if you're still sitting here and you haven't purchased, then chances are you just need to book in a call and have a chat. So that's where all my team's waiting to help you. It's a big decision. It's a big decision going into start a business. I understand that. Some of you have been waiting for this forever, and so as soon as there's the opportunity, you're off to checkout immediately. Some of you need to have a think about it. But if you book in your call within the next, well, the Liam offer is officially closed. I closed that at 9:05. So anything from now, we'll still get the webinar guarantee where you'll get your money back if you've done the workshops and the dev calls. But you can still book that call in and you'll be able to claim that, but it has to be within the next 72. Davi, paid in full, mate. Great to have you. Oh man, this is going to be such an awesome, man. Next week in the accelerator is going to be so good. Man, guys, we're going to be the tip of the spear. I can't wait to get these modules in your hand. It's shocking to see how quick some of you guys are going to be able to catch up to me. A little bit annoying, but you guys are going to catch up to having this system built out. Do we get a recording? There will be a recording put onto this page for people to watch over again, but it's not going to be there past that 72-hour mark. Is it possible for people with a full-time 9 to 5 job to join and manage it effectively? Yes, that is the point of, but our program is really dedicated to both entrepreneurs, developers, and also industry experts who have a career and are trying to juggle the career and also the transition. I call it the smooth transition. And with the AIOS, being able to run a one-person agency part-time and at least get it off the ground and start an income stream has never been more accessible. So that is definitely a great time if you have a job to be jumping into this. And we've had over 1,000 people come through the program from those kinds of backgrounds. Booked a call, Darren, mate, great to have you. Mahalo, Sheldon. Have a great sleep. Yes, I need some sleep. Keep to quit my job and go all in, but don't have existing business. Yep. Well, that's what the accelerator first and foremost is a start an AI agency program. Like that's what it's dedicated for. All of the AIOS stuff for business owners is kind of strapped on top as an add-on right now. So if you're a business owner, you can jump in. You don't necessarily need to start an AI agency kit. You're coming for all the value that we've stacked there in the AIOS workshops and the modules. So this is great for either of you. People who are starting an AI agency honestly getting, I suppose, the better end of the deal here because they get both the starter business kit and they get the AIOS that they can run the whole way through and build their agency from the ground up with one of these. Yeah. Do you have to just pick just one track, builder or consultant? Jane, good question. I highly recommend the success rates are so much higher for people when they just pick one. They build that up and you get to a point where you're making $5,000, $10,000 a month. And then you're able to make a hire, whether you want to bring in a developer or you want to go and automate part of your business with an AIOS and then go and learn the building side as well. This is definitely the time for the builder consultant hybrids to come out. And you can definitely get to that point by using this kind of stuff. Because a lot of the sales stuff, a lot of the lead gen outreach, by building the right system here, within the next few months, you'll be able to have like full modules dedicated to lead gen and outreach and stuff like that. And that's really what we're going to be mapping out in the accelerator. You guys are going to get the first access to that stuff. Book the call, Dominic, mate. Great to have you. Ready to make everyone watch me win. I love it. Love the attitude. The program is 6 months long. You guys get 6 months of access to unlimited dev coaching and the success managers. Oh, sorry, and the one-on-one coaching and success management, and of course, access to the community as well. What price range can I consider to sell AIOS? Well, that's what I'm actually going to be exploring soon myself. I'm going to see if I can sell it for 20, 30, $40,000. I'm putting together a module in the accelerator for how to put together an offer like this, how to approach it so that it's not, I mean, it helps to do it for yourself first before you do it for someone else, of course. So I'm just trying to get everyone to do that before they go and sell it. But there is basically a blueprint on how you do it safely so that you're not liable for blowing up the business. Ian, I paid a deposit a few weeks ago and I've had a call tomorrow to finalize. Yep, if you mention this and you're on the webinar, then yeah, they will be able to honor that as well as a webinar thing because you were here and you just booked a call a bit earlier. So yeah, just mention you're on the webinar. Thank you for coming, mate, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the program. The offer is closed. It's not fully closed, Jess. It just means that the guarantee that I was offering for me to personally hop on calls with you is now closed. But the webinar guarantee, that was just a little kind of cherry on top. You guys still for the next 72 hours get the webinar conditional guarantee that has never been offered anywhere else and is exclusive to this webinar, where you pay either the 5,100 USD to get instance access and get the one-time discount. So it's even cheaper and you get all the bonuses as well. Or you can pay a deposit and you will lock in those benefits at that point. And so if you go through the program and you get to the point where you've done 10 AIOS workshops and you've done 5 dev calls to try and get it personalized to you, and you're still not happy, then you'll get an instant full refund after that. That's what the webinar conditional guarantee is. As for the Liam guarantee, that was just a little cherry on top where I would get on calls with you to get it fixed after that. If you have a physical business running like I do with multiple employees, logical thing to start with would be the AIOS instead of the accelerator content. Yep, because you obviously don't need to learn to start an AI agency. You'll just be jumping straight into going through the setup, the workshops that I've done already, essentially our course material. We have an introduction one. We have a context OS setup, setting up my go-to template. We have a data OS setup, which is getting all your data in one place. And I'm just gradually through the workshops that we're doing over the next few days, just adding layer upon layer upon layer so that you guys can just watch them sequentially to get your setup as well. Right, guys, I've had a monster of a day. Will it work Go high level? Absolutely. This is all about APIs and connecting. You'll be able to build your own bloody Go high level with this stuff once you get fluent with it. Seriously unlocks anything you can think of with enough practice. You'll build up. It's just so exciting, you guys. When you realize how awesome this stuff is to build with and how it can literally help you to figure out each of the problems that you're having, you just ask Claude. You seriously just ask Claude. And when it has full context to your business, it can help you to figure out the best path forward. So guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate you all. Some of you guys have probably watched my channel for years now. Maybe you started with the AI agency thing and surfed that with me, and now we're surfing this together. It's just the privilege of my life to be able to do this stuff. And you guys know, like the bigger picture for me here is I don't win if you don't win. So I'm so grateful to welcome you guys into the program. Thank you for your time. I will leave up this page. I will post the link in here again for you guys. This is the link. This will be up for 72 hours. I'll put the replay up when I have a second. You guys will be getting the emails for that. Make sure there's also the booking link. There's also this booking link, guys. Oh, if you guys are unsure or on the fence and you want to have a chat to someone before you make a commitment, you still have the 72-hour window to get clear on the offer. Also, scroll down. There's the AIOS Inner Circle. There's 20 slots that I'm have open for that. If you want to join my inner circle and be one of the 20 business owners that I'm going to be helping on a call once a week. And I've also got a dedicated Telegram group with myself, Emil Sadar, and a bunch of the other people in the inner circle. That is really the tip of the spear of applying this to businesses at scale. So I'm really looking forward to putting that group together. There's the accelerator alignment call link. I'll also put in the AIOS Inner Circle link. So if you guys want to go to this, if you fit that category, and you can see all the value that I stack on there for you guys. But yeah, that is all. Links to book. If you have any questions, we don't have a direct financing link, but if you hop on a call, David, they will be able to set you up with a payment plan if you need it on that link that I've just provided there. Guys, I'll see you in the accelerator for many of you. If not, hopefully you can hop on a call. You've got a few days here to sort your stuff out. I'd really love to see you in there and just be part of this and really map out this landscape together. So I'll see you guys in the community. If not, you'll probably see me on YouTube. If not, you'll see me on Telegram because I'll be posting in there for you guys as well. So I will end this now. What's a good screen to leave out there? Okay. You guys have got the links. I'll catch you guys later. And I can end the call. And webinar for all. We'll just leave the webinar. End the webinar.